In today's hectic life, we all feel the need to improve our habits at some point or the other. Whether it is the habit of getting up early in the morning, exercising regularly, or eating healthy. In such a situation, Charles Duhigg's book, The Power of Habit, can prove to be a great guide. This book explains how our habits affect our lives and how we can change them. Duhigg has made this book very interesting and easy to understand by mixing science and storytelling. In this blog, we will review the main chapters of this book and know how this book can bring positive changes in our lives. Summary of key chapters. Chapter 1. The Habit Loop. Charles Duhigg begins The Power of Habit with a loop of habit. The habit loop is divided into three parts: cue, routine, and reward. Cue is the signal that tells our brain which habit to start. Routine is the action we repeat over and over again, and reward is the reward we get after that action. For example, if you drink coffee every morning, the cue could be the morning alarm, the routine could be making coffee, and the reward could be the aroma and taste of coffee. Chapter 2. The Craving Brain. In this chapter, Duhigg explains how our habits take deep roots in our minds. When we repeat a habit repeatedly, our brain develops a craving for that habit. This craving only motivates us to repeat that habit again and again. For example, if you go to the gym every evening, after some time your brain will start craving endorphin after that exercise. Chapter 3. The Golden Rule of Habit Change. Duhigg mentions the Golden Rule in this chapter, which is the most important rule of habit change. This rule says that if you want to change a habit, you have to keep the cue and reward the same but change the routine. For example, if you want to quit smoking, you'll need to keep the same cue and rewards, but replace smoking with a healthier routine, such as chewing gum or going for a walk. Chapter 4. Keystone Habits. In this chapter, Duhigg talks about keystone habits. These are habits that affect the rest of our habits as well. For example, if you get into the habit of exercising regularly, it can improve your eating habits, sleep habits, and even your mood. Duhigg explains the concept by Alcoa CEO Paul O'Neill, who made safety his company's keystone habit and improved the performance of the entire company. Chapter 5. Starbucks and the Habit of Success. In this chapter, Duhigg explains how society and the people around us influence our habits. For example, if your friends exercise regularly, it becomes easier for you to exercise too. Duhigg also tells the story of Starbucks, where employees are trained on how to behave in stressful situations. This improves the performance of employees and allows them to provide better customer service. Chapter 6. The Power of a Crisis. In this chapter, Duhigg explains how habits become easier to change in times of crisis. When we are facing a crisis, our brain is more prepared to adopt new habits. For example, if there is a major crisis in a company, then at that time the employees of the company can easily adopt new working practices. Chapter 7. How Target knows what you want before you do. In this chapter, Duhigg explains how big companies design their products and services by understanding our habits. For example, Target analyzed the shopping habits of its customers to find out which customers were pregnant and offered them products accordingly. This increased the company's sales and customers also got the products they needed easily. Chapter 8. The Influence of Habits on Society, Saddleback Church and the Montgomery Bus Boycott. In this chapter, Duhigg explains how habits can also have a profound effect on society. He narrates the stories of Saddleback Church and Montgomery Bus Boycott, where people changed their habits and brought about a big change in society. Saddleback Church divided its members into small groups and made them habituated to holding regular meetings. This created a strong bond between the members and helped in the growth of the church. At the same time, in the Montgomery Bus Boycott, people boycotted buses and made a habit of walking, which strengthened the civil rights movement. Chapter 9. The Neurology of Free Will. In this last chapter, Duhigg explains how we can change our habits and what processes our brains to do so. He told that to change habits, we have to reprogram our brain. For this, we have to identify the cues and rewards of our habits and then change the routine. This process is not easy, but if we keep trying, we can change our habits and bring positive changes in our lives. Analysis. The Power of Habit is a book that focuses on something that profoundly affects our everyday life, our habits. Charles Duhigg has presented this complex topic in a very simple and engaging way. The biggest strength of the book is its balance, a perfect mix of scientific research and real-life stories. Duhigg has explained the formation of habits, their impact, and the ways to change them in great detail. In particular, the concepts of habit loop and golden rule of habit change motivate readers to bring positive change in their lives. Some readers may feel that the book becomes repetitive in some places. Nevertheless, overall, it is a valuable read that provides useful insights not only for individuals but also for organizations. This book teaches us how small changes can make big changes in our lives. Conclusion: The Power of Habit is a book that forces us to look at every aspect of our life with a new perspective. Charles Duhigg showed us how powerful our habits are and how we can use them to our advantage. If you want to bring real change in your life, then this book can prove to be a game changer for you. Remember, small habits are the beginning of big change. So friends, how did you find today's book review? Do let us know by commenting. And if you want to hear any book review, then do let us know. Thank you for listening till the end. You can also read many such book reviews on dybooks.in. See you in the next book review.